Whose final time is it? What's the exact time here? Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. It is 5:35. So at this time, I'm going to call this meeting to order. I'm going to go ahead and start with our introductions from the right.
Good afternoon, everyone. Luis Larraga with BPUB Communications and Public Relations, also serving as the PUBCAP liaison.
Good afternoon. Luz Marshall, Brownsville Independent School District.
David Ramirez, CEO, Brownsville South Padron Board of Realtors.
Araceli Aguilar Gomez Fragoso and Associates.
Joe Medrano, small business owner.
Patricia Cavazos, Chairman.
Chester Gonzalez, attorney.
Miguel Ángel Patiño with Laboratory Corporation of America.
Good afternoon, Daniela Sosa with the SBA 504 loan program.
Carmen Nordyke, Medical Coverage Insurance Agency.
Okay, so the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from November the 20th, 2024. Those that are in favor, those that are not,
So moved.
okay?
I second.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve the minutes. Next agenda on the item, next item on the agenda is old business. Luis, any old business?
Yes, I just wanted to mention that BPUB has been very active in the last few months. We did participate in the Charro Days festivities here in Brownsville. Thank you to all of you who participated from PUBCAP to help represent the organization as well. We did have a adoption event, BPUB partnered with BARC, and we hosted an adoption event for employees. And so we're proud to announce that a total of 6 pets were adopted that day. That was on March 12th. And then, of course, just last week, we had our Key Accounts Luncheon, which featured Brian Daniel, the commissioner from Texas Workforce Commission.
And I'd just like to say that I did attend the Key Accounts Luncheon. I thought it was very well attended. I thought it was good information, and I thought it was a good opportunity to bring, obviously, the key accounts together in one room and share the vision of what we have moving forward. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, the next item on the agenda is new business.
Yes, I just wanted to mention that this month, or April, our AMI meters will begin to be installed. So there will be some upcoming communications regarding that, but it's a significant milestone in the project. And also just wanted to mention that next month in May 23rd, we will be having our community tour that's open to the public. It will feature the BPUB water systems. Again, that's May 23rd. If anybody's interested, please let me know.
Yes, what time would that be?
It's a half-day commitment on a Friday from 8 to roughly 12:30.
Okay. Let's go to the next item, Integrated Resource Plan Recommendation.
Good evening. My name is Lena. I am the Energy Risk Manager for Brownsville PUB. I am here to present a recap of the Integrated Resource Plan Workshop number 3. During workshop number 3, 7 members of the PUBCAP and 2 leaders of GBEC attended, and some of them had to depart early due to Charro Days, festivities, and other commitments. At the conclusion of the workshop, the following 4 members reached consensus that portfolio number 2, the higher dispatchable gas generation, was the preferred option. And we had Ms. Patricia Cavazos, Daniela Sosa, Carmen Nordyke, David Ramirez, and in February 26, 2025, PUBCAP did not meet quorum towards the end of that meeting. Since we did not meet quorum at the prior meeting this evening, we want to summarize the discussion and collaborate to reach a final recommendation to present to the BPUB Board of Directors. This is IRP milestones, and workshop number 1 was the project introduction, as you all recall. Workshop number 2 was discussion, and we tried to obtain input on the load forecast and resource assumptions. And then workshop number 3 was February 26th, and then again today to try to get a recommendation. Workshop number 4 will be to present the recommendation to the BPUB board. That will be the PUBCAP will be presenting this to the board. And then we will issue a final IRP report 2 weeks after the presentation and approval of the BPUB board. At any time, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to stop me. Okay, portfolio options and reviewing workshop number 3. Bronzeville PUB evaluated energy resource options from its integrated resource plan using advanced modeling tools that simulated BPUB system and estimated production cost across a range of scenarios. The consultant used a modeling software called Encompass, an industry-leading platform that provides a balanced approach aligning customer needs, regulatory requirements, and long-term sustainability. The IRP, of course, helps us ensure BPUB selects the most cost-effective, reliable, and environmentally responsible energy portfolio to meet the future demand. The 3 portfolio options that came out of that modeling software was a balance plan, which included similar amounts of gas and renewable, and then higher gas dispatchable energy plan, which included higher amounts of gas but still significant amounts of renewable. And then portfolio number 3 was higher renewables, non-dispatchable plan, and this one included higher amounts of renewable. To provide a little more detail, portfolio number 1 included 171 megawatts of gas and 320 megawatts of renewable. Portfolio number 2 included 221 megawatts of gas and 250 of renewable. Portfolio number 3 included 141 megawatts of gas and 421 of renewable. Just to put it into perspective. There is a certain amount of renewable on every single option. The IRP helps BPUB make informed decisions that balance affordability, reliability, and long-term sustainability. The next slide is the portfolio cost, and this one includes the total cost, which is capital cost and operating cost over a 25-year period. It's in the billions, and just wanted to share those were the costs. The least expensive option was option number 2. The next slide is more than anything to try to share with the PUBCAP, something you've already seen in workshop number 3, but to provide a recap of how we evaluated the 3 different portfolios. The portfolios were ranked using both an unweighted and a weighted scoring approach. The unweighted approach only considered portfolio characteristics such as environmental, reliability, economic, operational, risk, policy, and regulatory, as well as customer impacts and cost. And then we also included a weighted approach incorporated preferences during workshop number 2. And portfolio 2 was the top choice using both metrics. At this time, I will open for questions and discussion. I wanted to share with the PUBCAP members also that there is additional analysis that's ongoing. And this is to try to reduce the reserve margin to 0 and to show the retirements of silos rate units to try to determine the impact of these portfolios as well and share that with the board. With me tonight, there's also Rob Patrolak with Patrolak Advisors to answer any questions through WebEx. And again, the goal of tonight is to try to summarize the discussion and then collaborate to reach a final recommendation to present to the BPUB Board of Directors. It is up to the PUBCAP committee which option they choose. So at this time, I'll leave it to share your thoughts on workshop number 3 and if you have any questions. So I know we did receive some language regarding renewables, and you're open to share your thoughts on that, and then the group can decide.
This afternoon, I sent an email to Luis expressing that after reviewing the information that we received, I don't think that option 2 is the best one. I think option 3 is the best one, and I will vote for 3.
Okay.
Was this based on the training that we had and we?
Yeah, this is just a recap of workshop number 3.
They're
just because
just
we didn't meet
summarizing,
quorum.
since we didn't reach a quorum that last time that we were
Right.
here.
Mhm.
So that way, but I asked them to do that for us, so that way we could kind of get it back in our head what we did
Yeah.
that
Yes, a
evening.
refreshment.
Yeah,
Of course, not everybody came, so, yeah.
yeah.
Any other questions, or do y'all agree, or you agree with Ms. Carmen, or?
I thought we discussed it well. I mean, the majority, we reached a point where whatever majority votes.
Mhm.
I like what we already had
Mhm.
voted on, but it's a decision from everybody, so.
I guess if somebody can make a motion and then see if you can get the votes and
Okay.
for either one, then we can probably, but you can
Um,
continue to discuss until you're,
But are we going to make a motion to approve or a motion to change?
It's to
that is
recommend.
totally up to you all.
To recommend.
For me, I send information. I hope it can be disclosed to the rest of the board,
Sure.
because I think that we need to review this plan before making a decision. I think it's a very important decision. We're talking about 25 years,
Mm.
so it is important, and cost.
Yeah. This type of analyses are done every 3 to 5 years, depending on whether there's changes in the market or changes in generation. But I understand that there could be other actions that come after that, and the concern is making sure that you make the right decision
And
as a group.
what's staff recommendation? What are the staff, when you all reviewed it, what is your all's recommendation?
Well, based on our, I guess the results, we don't want to make a final recommendation. I think it will be up to you all, but the cost and everything pointed towards option number 2, but her concerns are valid as well, so.
When we reviewed it last month, I thought we really set out and analyzed everything to where it was option number 2. So what did you see in option number 3 to change your mind? I mean, what are you seeing that we
When
didn't
I
see?
review the information that we were presented with, what I see is that the difference in cost is really not that big, and we are going away from depending on fossil fuels. We are getting a better environment, and we are leaving a smaller mark on our planet, because we're not using something that is gonna end sometime. We just don't know when. When we're creating ways of using what we have as a nature, how many days of sun do we have in this area? Over 200 days of full sun. So if we are using all that, we have windmills. So we have the environment to give us energy and to produce services for the community. So that's why I started analyzing and going back to all the information that we have received. I believe that on option 2, we're staying with the way we are. We're not moving anywhere. Basically, we're plateauing on that. But going on option 3 is increasing the way of being independent from other sources. I see how other countries are suffering right now because other countries they are depending on other countries for services, for energy. So that is why I started looking into this, and I started doing a little bit of research, leading me to be more on the option 3 than option 2.
But if we all were in accordance to what we discussed, and the majority of us decided that option 2 was the best, we already did the analyzation and we did the discussion among all of us. It was just not 1 or 2 people. Most of us, we were here. So we came to the conclusion that option 2 was the best.
Can we vote on that, or do we have to, I need to, okay.
You
So let's make a motion to vote on
Well,
what
you need
we
to-
had originally decided, which was for portfolio 2.
Excuse me, we
Yeah.
can't vote if there's not a motion on the table.
We need to
I
vote.
just
But,
said
okay,
that.
there's a
Yeah,
motion, is there a second?
Yeah, I'm making the motion,
Thank you.
yes. A motion to vote for portfolio 2. Those in favor?
Aye.
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 Those opposed?
Aye.
So,
We got Luis.
How are you voting?
You can't vote.
Yeah, I think as a staff member, I think I'd like to abstain.
Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 no. Okay, so motion.
so motion carries.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you for the summarization, everything. Thank you so much, Ms. Lina.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Okay, moving on to item number 6, springtime safety and conservation.
Good afternoon. My name is David Garza. I'm the Communications and Public Relations Coordinator here at BPUB. And as you know, in the Northern Hemisphere, spring began March 20th. We've got some more gardening activity because the plants are waking up, more people are putting in new plants, and of course, we continue with the concerns with our water supply. So there are dangers hidden below. Underground, we do have lines, and they can be a hazard when you're out there digging. Hitting a line can result in service interruptions, a bill for damages, injuries, and even death. Around every 9 minutes, an underground utility is damaged by someone who didn't use 811. So what would you call 811? 811 causes us to go out and put out line marker color codes. So we have some for electric, gas, telephone lines, water, sewer, temporary survey markings, and proposed excavation marks. There we go. So when do you want to call 811? Texas law requires homeowners to contact 811 2 business days, this is excluding weekends and holidays, before you begin digging, even if you're working in your own backyard. So contact 811 when you're building or repairing a fence, planting a tree, installing a sprinkler system, or you're doing any sort of maintenance in your yard. So again, call 811 before you dig. It's free 2 business days before. It's for homeowners and businesses, and you use it when building a fence, planting a tree, or installing anything underground. So it's also dangerous looking above. Since trees are waking up, they're going to begin to grow. Branches will be near lines, and they can cause a hazard. As we know today, with the wind as strong as it was, there were branches hitting lines, and since they can become a hazard, they can cause service interruptions. So you can trim branches before they become a problem. So we're pretty proactive about trimming trees in areas that we see in BPUB problem areas. We also have a program called the Trade a Tree Program, which we can go in, remove a tree, replace it with a native tree that is less of an issue. It's further away from the area. That way we keep our urban forestry going, and we still have a tree, but it's no longer in a problem area. So like I said, swap a problem tree for a native tree. It does have to be under a primary service line, and it's all covered by BPUB or the city of Brownsville. We'll remove it, clean debris, and provide a replacement. And again, we'll plant it in the appropriate distance from the service line. So, excuse me, for water conservation landscaping, again, drought conditions persist. We are still in stage 2. In urban areas, about 25% of water supply used to garden, landscape, and gardens. In the summer, it does go up as almost 60% for the average household, and it's used for landscape maintenance, so it goes up substantially over the summer. So we can water efficiently. We limit to 2 watering days per week from midnight to 7 a.m. or from 7 p.m. to midnight. It's better to water early in the morning or at the end of the day, and again, water infrequently but deeply. it does help our root systems become stronger. You may water infrequently, but again, weak root systems, if we water deeply during these times, it does cause our root systems to become stronger. We also want to avoid watering grass every day, even when not under restrictions. It's not necessary, and like I said, if you water deeply, it's better because we get a stronger root system. So again, we want to water down, not up. Drip irrigation is more efficient than a sprinkler irrigation. You want to water the roots, you don't want to spray water up. You can buy a water nozzle for a garden hose or use the right watering tool for the job. Like I said, you want to water down, not up. It's a bit of a waste of water if you're watering up and not down into the root systems. You should also plan your landscape. You can place plants with similar water needs together. You optimize sprinkler locations, you reduce turf, improve soil, and plant at the right time. You can plant smart and plant native, so plants that are better adapted to the environment, they're better equipped to handle pests, and if you do have if you have other plants that are not native and they're very resource intensive, and of course you don't want animals to get to your plants, the native plants can act as a bait crop to keep pests off of other plants. You can also xeriscape to save more. It is an extensive use of native plants. It incorporates non-plant elements like rocks and mulch, which don't require water. It's very low maintenance. There's less need for mowing and pruning. Pest and disease resistant, this is a positive for having native plants, and you get the right plant for the right region. And here are just some examples of xeriscape in practice. Like I said, there's a lot of mulch, there's rocks. Not much plant, but they're native. So you invest in conservation. You add mulch wherever possible. You provide permanent irrigation system. You can use a water timer. You can go to the Cameron County Master Gardeners Program if you want to see how you can invest in conservation. And you can consult with a landscaping expert about xeriscape. You don't have to be afraid to ask for help. Like I said, Cameron County Extension Office is at cameron.agrilife.com. You can go to RGV Chapter of Texas Master Naturalists, rgvctmn.org. And you can also go to the Native Plant Society of Texas. Any questions?
Is the information that you just provided available on the website by some kind of link or something?
There is. I know that for sure on the, where is it?
I mean, just the idea, just the information on planting and at this time, because people, it's springtime and that's just
Right.
what people do. But if there are limitations to what should be and shouldn't be and what is suggested, that if it's on there, I'm familiar with the Master Gardeners, but if it's also available through our website, it would probably be.
So the efficient watering, the limited to 2 watering days per week, it is on there.
Right,
There
I
is
see
a
that.
section where you can look up your address and see what days you're allowed to water and what days
Sure.
you aren't, or what days you should and what days you shouldn't. The other ones, there's something that we could probably add to our website, just so that people are aware of what plants we can use, what plants are native, which plants aren't.
Something like that might be helpful. Thank you.
David, on the number, the 811, is that something new, or has that been around, or it's, maybe I'm out of the loop with stuff?
Yeah,
Has
no,
that
it's-
been around for a long time?
It's been around, I don't know for
Okay,
how
'cause
long,
I've
but
never
it's
heard of
definitely
the
something new.
811 for this kind of stuff, so that's
Mhm.
good. It's good awareness for us and to share, and you said it's on the website, right?
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Any other questions, guys?
How often do you get calls at 811?
I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you. Yeah, so-
811 is an independent service, so it's not
Okay.
a BPUB
Is it just
service.
for
I-
Brownsville, or is it something in the county?
I believe it is, somebody can correct me if it's wrong, but I believe it's a state
Okay, it's a state.
service. And so
Okay,
basically, anytime any digging needs to be done, what they do is they go in and they mark any lines. I'm sure you've seen little
Yeah.
flags, little markers. And so it kind of shows you where things are in hopes of you not hitting it or damaging companies.
awesome.
Is this free of charge?
811? Yes. Mhm.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, the next item is Project Share Scholarship.
Good evening, members of PUBCAP. My name is Miguel Collis, Digital Information Platforms Manager. and I'll be presenting on our BPB Project Share Scholarship. So the BPB Scholarship has been around for quite some time. Obviously, BPB values investing in students pursuing their higher education, and so we make these funds available for them to do so. In the time that the scholarship has been enacted, we've issued roughly about 187 scholarships to recipients, totaling about 183,000, a little over that, for the funds that have been issued. And so we're really proud of the efforts that we have, and you know, obviously helping the students pursue their higher education. The scholarship usually is awarded to 10 deserving high school students from the area. And we've increased that amount. It used to be $1,000. We've increased that to $2,000. And so, you know, that helps, you know, fund their part of their tuition or college expenses, books, anything, a laptop, anything that can be useful for them to go to college. The application requirements are pretty straightforward. They need to fill out the application online, and so it's all digital. They have to reside in a household that receives service from BPUB. It could be water, wastewater, or electric. And then they must be graduating within the current school year and attend a university accredited in the United States. We do regular promotion for the scholarship through various campaigns. We do a lot of social media push, regularly posting and promoting the scholarship. We do also have a billboard and issue out press releases, and we also do some outreach with the schools. We have a packet that we provide where they can download the posters and flyers and share that with the students as well. Just real quickly, the scholarship can be found at bpbscholarship.com, and the deadline was March 10th. We did receive about 100 applications, and out of those, we had 53 qualifying applications, so that met the requirements. So what's next is to evaluate the submissions. We've vetted all the applications that came in, and forward the applications to the evaluation committee. They should have received that this week, and they will go through the applications and qualify them on a point-based system. After that, we'll tally up the results and then send the award letters to the students. We'll also make an announcement on the Brownsville Herald through various formats. We'll do a press release, we'll put a billboard with congratulating the students, and then we have typically an announcement at the BPB board meeting as well. And so right now, I do want to thank the PUBCAP members that participated in the evaluation committee. That's comprised of 3 members of PUBCAP and 3 BPB staff members that have no affiliation to the scholarship. Once the evaluation committee completes those evaluations, like I said, we'll tally up the results and start notifying the students. Any questions?
By when do the evaluations need to be completed?
I believe it was, we gave 2 weeks time, so there is some wiggle room there. I understand that sometimes things come up. But we are on a little bit of a tight deadline because we want to make the announcement before the students get out for summer. But we do have a little bit of a buffer time there in case anything comes up. We should be fine.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful incentive for the students, and very grateful that PUB is able to do that for our students in our community. And like I said, it's a great incentive for our kiddos, and a wonderful thing. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Any other questions?
No, just thank you, PUB, for doing this for our students.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Next thing on the agenda is our public comments. Is there any public comments? No public comments?
Nobody submitted anything,
Nobody
but if
submitted,
anybody
okay.
here would like to speak, you can go ahead and come up to the podium.
Okay, so our next meeting is going to be April the 16th,
Correct, so this,
2025?
right, so the meeting we have right now is the one that got postponed for March.
Okay,
So our April meeting would still stand on the 16th.
okay. All right, so it is 6:05, so I will entertain a motion to end our meeting.
Second.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you guys for attending.